be a millionaire? Do you want to understand how to manage your money like a millionaire? These 8 ways will actually change your life. Hello and welcome back to Freedom English channel. This is Sanara. If you are someone who wants to learn and understand how millionaires manage their money, spend their money, save their money and invest their money to make it double, triple and more, watch this video till the end. We are going to understand the 8 ways how they actually do it. I would say approved 8 ways how they actually do it, and these 8 ways will change your life. And in case if you're not subscribed to our channel till now, go ahead, subscribe and don't forget to click the bell icon. First thing you have to do with your money is diversify your investments. We all want to invest. We all give 100% to invest because we know investment is one good way to make your money grow. But putting all our money in one specific place will not help you. So make sure you diversify your investments, and that is what millionaires do. They put their money in different places, which includes your stock market, your mutual funds, your real estate and more. And make sure you also put money in a place where the liquidity is very low. What do I mean by liquidity? In case if you're in a problem and you want to dissolve some investment of yours, there will be few investments which cannot be touched because maybe the procedure is too long. The policies and things says you cannot liquidate or change this investment into ready cash immediately, then that investment is going to stay with you for a longer duration. And when an investment stays for a longer duration, you tend to get more money out of it. So, the first things millionaires do is they diversify their investment, and they also keep a lot of investment or put their money in a place where the liquidity is very, very low. Second point, you should always have a clear vision. When I say vision, if I sit here and say I am going to save like 1 crore for my future in next maybe 1 or 2 years, I am just saying or seeing the numbers. But if I picturize and have a clear vision saying that I'm going to buy a house, I'm going to buy a car, I'm going to have 1 crore savings in my account in which 50% will be invested, I will have a clear vision. And when you know the destination, you will start finding ways to reach it. Unless and until we know the perfect and the clear destination, we won't know how to reach there. For instance, let us assume I go to airport and I know I have booked my ticket to Amsterdam. I have planned this well beforehand. So, when we actually know the destination, which is Amsterdam, I will look for the lowest fares. I'll see which time is convenient and which is the good time to visit the place. But in case, if I go and sit in front of the airport and I don't know what the destination is, how will I actually find a flight or a way to reach the destination? So that is what we have to do. We need to have a clear vision. We need to picturize it. We need to be sure about what we want and how much we want. Then we will find the ways to reach the destination. So this is the second point, which is we need to have a clear vision about what we want and how much we want. Third one, understanding the difference between liabilities and assets. So when you pool in money to buy something, make sure it becomes an asset for you in the future and not a liability. When you go for a car or a bike, a luxury one, you tend to pull in a lot of money. But in future, when you're going to sell it, it might not go on the same price which you actually bought it. But if you're buying a piece of land or a building in the right place, in the right location, which actually has growth in the future, you might buy the building for maybe 1,000 rupees and you might sell it for like 10,000 rupees after 10 years. But it completely depends on the place where you're buying it. Some buildings tend to lose the value because the area which you have actually chose to buy the plot or the building is not the right place. So this is our third point. What normally millionaires do is they pool in money on the things which actually become assets for them in the future and not liabilities. Fourth point is spending less. Spending less means controlling yourself from spending more. So when you know that you can actually spend 10 rupees in the place of spending 100 rupees, you should always opt to spend the 10 rupees. For example, I would say, you have a canteen right in front of your office and you also have other online applications through which you can order your food. If you order your food through an online application, you tend to spend around like 300 to 400 minimum. But if you go down 4 floors and eat from the canteen which is right in front of your office, you will spend only 50 rupees. So this is how you cut down the expenses. I'm not saying that you should not spend, but I'm telling you should spend less, and that is what millionaires do. They will cut down the expenses wherever it is possible, give more importance to saving more money, invest it and see their money grow. So that is what we have to do in order to raise our financial status. So the fourth point is spending less, or I would say spending sanely or consciously, knowing where you're spending and for what you're spending, and cutting down expenses in all the places where you can actually do that. Fifth point is millionaires, they do not have a budget in place, but they have a cash flow plan in place. They know from where they are getting the income, where they are going to spend it, how much they're going to save, and in that savings, how much they're going to keep for emergency fund, how much is going to be in their savings account, and how much they're going to invest, because they will have a complete plan in their brain with the money, what they're going to do. So when you know that you're going to get a salary of 30,000, start managing it like a millionaire. You should divide it. You should know what is going where and why it is going there. And as we spoke in the previous point, in case if you know that this specific expense can be cut down, go ahead and cut it down, because the more you cut down the unnecessary expenses and put that money into savings and investment, you will watch your money grow. And once you taste that feel of seeing your money grow, you don't want to take a step back, you will run forward. You will cut down all the unnecessary expenses, and that money will go into a place where it actually grows. So the fifth point is, when you get money in your hand, you should have a complete plan in your head, not a budget. You should have a complete plan from where it comes, where it goes, and what you're going to do with it. Sixth point here, millionaires state always treat your life like a business. What do they mean by that? When you start a business, you will foresee everything. You will know, in this many years, I'm going to reach this place. I'm going to make this much of profit. And in this much of profit, this much is going into my pocket, and this percentage is going into the business again. So you will foresee the complete future. See, whether it happens or not is a different thing. But when you foresee it, you will have a plan in your head, and that is how you should treat your life. So life has to be treated like a business. So you should know, when you're in your teens, you should know what you're going to do in your 20s. When you're in your 20s, you should know what you're going to do in your 30s, what designation you're going to attain, how much money you're going to make, and how much big your financial status or your bank balance is going to be. Everything should be in your brain, and that is what millionaires do. And when they know what they have to do in their 20s, they will start walking towards it. Most of us lack in doing this. We don't foresee the future. We think that I'm going to live in the present. Living in the present is very important, because we have one life and we cannot ruin our present by thinking about the future. But I would say some percentage of present should be focused on foreseeing our future. When you foresee your future, you will know what things you have to do in the present to achieve that in your future. So that is what millionaires do, and that is what we should do in order to reach that spot. Seventh point, if you have a credit card, you should use it like a debit card. Just because you have credit card and you have credit inside it doesn't mean you have to spend it completely. Millionaires, what they do, they manage their multiple credit cards very nicely. They take money from one credit card, but they repay it back on the time without interest. So if you're someone who is able to do it, then no problem. Because always remember, credit card when managed properly is a boon to you. If you don't know how to manage it properly, it is a complete curse to you. You will get into a debt trap. So make sure if you have a credit card, you are using it just like a debit card. Debit card, I would say, in time of emergencies, when you don't have any money, you can go ahead and swipe the credit card. But make sure you repay the complete amount in the right time before the due date. If you just repay the minimum balance, that doesn't mean you're paying back the loan which you have taken. You're only paying the interest. So remember, the amount which you have swiped stays there like that forever. So make sure you pay the complete amount so you don't get into a debt trap. So our seventh point is, if you have a credit card, make sure that you use it wisely and sanely and only in the place where it is actually needed. Last and the eighth point is, be honest with your debts. If you have debt, accept that you have debt. It might be a small amount of 1,000 rupees to a bigger amount till 1 crore. It doesn't matter. One, you have promised the individual that you will give back the money, so give it back. Number two, if you have maybe like 1 lakh or 2 lakh debts and you make a profit of 5 lakh and you are having your own plans of spending it and investing it, but there will be a point in your life when that person who has lended the money will come to you and say, you should give it back to me now. So in that 5 lakh, your 2 lakh automatically gets debited and you didn't have planned for it. But when you're honest with your debts and when you decide on how to repay them and when to repay them, you will have your plans. So I got 5 lakhs profit, I have 2 lakhs debt. Okay, I'm going to plan my business or my life with this 3 lakh only because I know this 2 lakh is going to the repayment of my debt. So when you have a plan in place and when you're honest with your debts, you won't get into trouble. So if you have plans of escaping and running away from the debts, it will not help you. So make sure you're honest with your debts, you pay them back on time. In case if you're delaying it, make sure that the person or the bank has been informed and given a valid reason why you're delaying it. In this way, you will be able to have a clear plan on what you're going to do with the money, which actually will stay with you. So in this video, we have seen 8 points, or I would say 8 ways how millionaires manage their money. So if you're someone who wants to manage their money like millionaires, that doesn't mean you need millions of money in your bank account. You can start it with thousands, which will later become lakhs, which will later become crores, and then you will reach millions and millions, and it just goes on. The thing is, you should respect the money what you earn because it is your blood and your sweat which you're putting into your work, your business, your job, anything it might be, and getting money out of it. And when you're getting money the right way, trust me, it will stay with you, it will grow. So respect the money what you get, manage it properly, spend it wisely, save it nicely, invest it in the right place and see the money grow. And debts, make sure you give them back on time. And as I said, if you delay it, make sure that you give them a valid reason. Because of this, I'm delaying it. When you follow all these steps, for sure, I would say you will see a financial shift in your life and it is going to be for good. So I'm going to end this video in this note. I believe this video has been beneficial for you. If it has been, give a thumbs up, and if you think this will be beneficial for others, go ahead and share the video. And if you're not installed the Freedom app, go ahead, install Freedom app and register yourself. If you're someone who has love for farming and doesn't know how to start it, or maybe you have love for business and you don't know how to start it, or you just want to learn about personal finance so you can manage your finance nicely, maybe like millionaires again, then you should go and do this as the first thing. Install Freedom app. We have 3 separate divisions which includes farming, business and your personal finance, and we have mentors who are going to come and tell you about their real life experiences and how they have built their life into successful businessman or farmer, and that is going to be an eye-opener for you, and I would say they would be a guide for you in taking you to the destination where you actually want to go. So make sure you install the Freedom app and change your life. And this is Sanaram signing off from this specific video. I'll catch you again in the next. Until then, you guys take care and bye-bye.